Hi, this is Kev. This is the new Peterson StroboStomp Mini. Peterson have finally come out with a great tuner that's mini size. You're finally coming out with a great tuner that's not enormous, actually. But anyway, so I bought this very recently. I do not have any commercial relationship with the vendors or with the manufacturers, nothing at all. I wanted this, so I bought it. I paid full price. It was the, I think it was the first batch to arrive in Europe at the end of the summer. So that's when I bought this. I'm buying this to replace my TC Electronic PolyTune Mini. This is the PolyTune 2 Noir, because it's very noir. And I'm going to explain to you what the difference is between this one and that one. The short version is that the display is different, but they tune equally well. Peterson went for an old-fashioned, very old-fashioned actually, went for what looks like a bicolor LCD display, just like I had on digital watches and pocket calculators in the 1980s. Yes, I remember those days. It's backlit with a number of beautiful colors that you can customize the ever-loving heck out of if you like, that's fine. The PolyTune, as you know, has a small LED display. Each element of the display is an individual LED, and they're very bright. So this one has, I think, 18 or 19 segments. It's not an awful lot, and it's only like 8 on one side or 9 on one side, 9 on the other, 1 in the middle, right? To not have it look jumpy, they fade in and out the LEDs so the pattern looks smooth. But sometimes that gets a little flickery. And because the LEDs are so bright, I found it uncomfortable to view. And I found myself tuning with blurred vision, which is odd. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm now in my 40s. I'm not in my 40s, damn it, I'm 50. Oh, shit. I don't know if that's because I'm in my 50s. When we hit about 40 years old, anybody who's had perfectly good vision starts to lose their vision, and then we need to wear glasses. All right. Does that have something to do with why I don't like this? I don't know. I can just tell you that I found myself blurring my vision. I don't like blurring my vision to have to tune my guitar. So when Peterson came out with this, I thought, oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I've always wanted a Peterson tuner, except they were too damn big and heavy. And now they came out with a mini size one. In terms of raw tuning accuracy, they do perfectly good job. Both of them, they are equal. They both are, they claim 0.1 cent accuracy, and I see no reason to disbelieve either of them. And you will see that. We will run the two of them side by side, and you will see that the patterns move and stop at exactly the same time. The reason you may wish to buy the Peterson also is that it's highly customizable, okay, in a way that this isn't. Yes, this has drop tuning modes and capo tuning modes, and the PolyTune 3 has buffered bypass or true bypass modes. This has buffered bypass and true bypass and what they call monitor mode, which is buffered bypass where the sound can come through or mute if you like, but you maintain constant monitoring of your tuning, which is pretty cool. It also has every kind of tuning mode that this one has. In fact, you can do even more than this. By connecting through USB to the Peterson website, you can define your own custom tunings. That means you get to define which notes are important to you for your instrument. You can also define offsets from perfect tuning to each of those notes. You can also adjust the speed that the pattern moves at and the size of the pattern that's moving. And then you can also adjust the colors. You can decide which ones go to your pedal, which order they appear in, which colors go with which tuning modes. It's like I said, super highly customizable. Now, as we said, this has the LED display. This has an old-fashioned LCD display. Those LCD displays are not resolution limited the way these are. So this has a lot more segments in its pattern. This is much more comfortable to my eyes. I don't have to blur my vision anymore to be able to tune my instruments the way I do this one. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to set these up. This one will be set up into monitor mode so that I can pass the sound through to this and we can tune with both of them simultaneously. Okay, are we ready to go? Let's go. All right. So here's the strobe mode. As you can see, when the guitar is out of tune, the strobe pattern moves in one direction. This is flat. And as we approach tuning, and we're in tune, the pattern becomes stationary or almost stationary, and then we continue through the other side. All right, so this is strobe tuners. They are incredibly accurate. We don't have to get the pattern perfectly stationary. It never will, because guitar strings just don't do that. They never play absolutely perfectly and solidly in tune. So we get it close and we move on. And that's still far more accurate than any other tuner we've ever had before. So as I said, there's my A string. And now I'm in tune. There's my D string. That's pretty good. Tune my G string up. And now I'm good. B string, that's fine. E is beautiful. And my low E, great too. Now notice something on the PolyTune. Okay, notice you can see in each individual LED segment here. And to make the pattern appear like it's moving smoothly, they are fading LEDs in and out. And sometimes it gets a little bit flickery, it dances around a little bit, whereas you can see the Peterson is a much more even, smoother viewing experience. That's how only way I can describe it. On the Peterson, you see each segment of the pattern here is actually made up of 15 subsegments. So there's about 100 segments from top to bottom there, which produces a better overall viewing experience, I think, with none of the glare of the bright LEDs, and none of that dancing and flickering that we get sometimes. And I find it much more comfortable, which means I tune better, I tune faster. The Peterson also has a couple of little tricks up its sleeve if you want to get into the customizing. If you don't, the Peterson right out of the box does everything the PolyTune does. You don't have to get into custom tuning modes or any of that stuff. If you do want to get into that, you always have it as an option. I've set up a couple of different ones to show you here. This is an example of the tuning mode with the wider strobe pattern. See where we had 4 segments before on the outside of the screen, now we've got 2 segments. And that's really great to look at. I'm going to go back now to another one where we're looking at the normal width pattern, but it's moving faster. This is not the fastest speed the pattern moves at. But by adjusting the speed of the pattern, you adjust the sensitivity. It can also do slower if you prefer. And again, this is not the slowest speed, but it's slower than standard. Some of you will find that a little bit more comfortable because it's less sensitive to small changes in tuning. So there you go, you get in tune and you move the heck on, all right? And then we go back to standard, and you can see I can adjust the colors. Here I've assigned particular colors to particular tuning modes. All right, you've also got, it says here, notice sweetener, okay? I've designed for my own tuning modes a slight custom offset so that on the low E string, it will naturally tune up and give me a stationary pattern when I'm 1 cent flat from standard. And you'll notice that when I get in tune on the Peterson, the PolyTune is still showing me to be a little bit flat. All right, now we're in traditional needle mode on the PolyTune. It's not in the strobe tuning mode anymore. It's useful to compare. Here we go. So you see, Peterson is showing me to be out of tune when the PolyTune is saying I'm perfect, right? So needle mode is about 1 cent accuracy. Peterson, as we know, and the strobe mode on the PolyTune is 0.1 cent accuracy, which is a tenth of that. And I think this is instructive to look at because it shows us how we don't have to have a perfectly stationary pattern, and we're still more accurately in tune when the pattern is moving a tiny bit compared to what we see on traditional tuners in the needle mode. All right, okay, there we go. Right, so there you go. What do you think? Let me know. Like I said, I bought this one primarily because of the display. Is it more accurate than this one? No, they are both equally accurate, there's no question. But being able to customize the display is great for me. And as I said too, the most important thing, I don't have to blur my eyes anymore. I much prefer this one. This one is much more comfortable for me to view than this one is. All right. There you go. Any questions or comments? You know what to do. Put them in the description. If you like this video, please, 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 please share. Yeah, like and subscribe and all that stuff is great, and it's all well and good, and it does help me. Thank you very much. But most importantly, I do these videos to try and be useful and helpful to people, okay? So if you find this helpful, share it, please. I think there's also a super thanks button down there too. If you want to leave a tip, that would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, look after yourselves, be safe, be nice to each other, and I'll see you soon, okay? Thanks, guys.